Hey guys, hope all of you are well. We are going to discuss today regarding making notes from newspaper. We have watched lots of video ki how to read newspaper, but we have found very less videos regarding how to make notes from newspaper. So the most important thing for UPSC is not only to read the newspaper, but to make notes from the newspaper and revise them periodically so that we can input those notes in our answer. Right. So let's see what are the some characteristics or what are some guidelines which we can follow to make prepare better notes from newspaper. So the foremost and the first important thing is that while we read the newspaper, we have not to peep into the news. Here, news means whatever is written in the newspaper, that is not much more important always. What more important is what is the issue lurking behind those news. What issue is conveyed by those news, that is much more important. So the pinpoint here is that issue. Then what issue is going on behind those news, we have to first recover those issues. For example, there is a controversy going on, debate going on that there is a lacking of defense equipment in India. Right. Then why there is a lacking of defense equipment? Because there is less money. That means what? There is less budgetary allocation for defense. That means what? What is the issue behind those news is that less or insufficient budgetary allocation for defense sector from Indian government. Right. This is the issue. In this way, behind every news, the first and the foremost thing is that we have to find out the issue. What is the issue lurking behind those news? One, we have to recover those things, right? Then the another important thing is that finding out the relevant information. The one news is bears lots of irrelevant things, right? We have not to gather, we have not to collect all those information. We have to particularly choose those information which can help our analysis or which can give better input for our examination, right? So after choosing the issue, first, the second thing we have to do is that finding out the relevant information. Then finding out the important concept and keywords. It is very important when we read a newspaper, we have to always try to find out the concept. Then what is the concept behind those news? For example, you found a news regarding the unusual intervention of judiciary in legislature. That means what? What is the concept or what is the issue behind those news is that it is judicial activism, or you can say judicial review. In that way, we have to find out the concept. And keywords, it depends on the article, right? When you read the newspaper, there are some very meaningful and particular words which you can collect or which you can use in answer. In that way, finding out the issue, finding out the relevant information, finding out the concept and collecting the keywords are very much necessary for preparing notes from the newspaper. Then another most important thing is that relating to the syllabus. A news or a issue is useless until and unless it bears any relevance to the part of your syllabus. That means what? You have to choose only those issues which have something to do with your syllabus. If that issue has nothing to do with your syllabus, then however important it is, just abandon it. It is useless for your examination purposes, right? So connecting the issue to the syllabus part is very much necessary while making notes from the newspaper for UPSC Civil Services examination. Then copy paste the important keywords, quotation and meaningful line. This is very important. Sometimes we have seen that there are some very standard lines used by the toppers in their answer, right? When we copy paste some meaningful line, quotation or keywords, we can directly use them in your answer in essay paper. Quotation or meaningful line, we can use them essay paper. And what other benefits it gives us to is that when we copy paste or when we write those meaningful words, standard lines, it will give us a habit see then how a standard line is written. In this way, it will also help us to improve, to enhance our writing capacity, means how to write a standard line, right? Then prepare our own analysis. It is another important thing. Why it is important thing is that every newspaper follows a particular ideology. Every writer has his own ideology, but what we need to do is not to go on the verge of those writing. We have to just collect the concept, just collect the views of the author, views of the newspaper, then we have to interpret it on our own perception, that is own analysis, which is much more required by the UPSC, right? Preparing notes from the newspaper does not mean that whatever is written in the newspaper you will copy paste all those things. No, this is awful. What you need to do is that you have to choose the concept, you have to choose the issue, then taking a clue from those articles you have to prepare your own analysis. Then choose the representative words. Representative words means what? These words are very helpful to make your answer precise, to convey more meaning in less words. You can copy or you can write those words. It will give you a habit of preparing answer in less words, right? Because representative words or keywords are those words which convey very much meaningful message in less words. In this way, if you copy, if you write those words, then you can create a habit of using meaningful or representative words in your answer. So these are some criteria or these are some indexes which you can use while preparing notes from newspaper. That does not mean whatever newspaper you are following, it might be the Hindu, the Indian Express, but these are some basic indexes, criteria which you can follow. Then you will see I am trying to show you some example. For example, in 7 July news, there is a headline, Hui tribals in Orissa accuses police. Here, from this to that part is totally redundant, not necessary. What important is to give an insight towards the Hui tribals. That we have to see that where does this tribal live? Is there any issue regarding the Hui tribals? In that way, another headline, switch to ethanol production Nitin Gadkari. When I was reading the article, I have not found anything important inside the article, but this headline is important here. This headline has given an issue, given a concept, given an insight that what is the importance of switch to ethanol production. And it has multi-pronged meaning. This one sentence has carried various issues with it. For example, fuel blending, savior of fuel crisis, sugarcane or sugar production crisis, sugar price, environment, blending of ethanol with gasoline, types of molasses A, B, C, use of molasses for livestock fuel and nutrition, right? In this way, one particular headline has carried more meanings or more issues, but you will not find those things inside the article. Your insight have to be very strict while reading the newspaper. You have to catch up that what news is important, what headline is important. Sometimes a headline itself is a news. Sometimes a headline itself is an issue. Sometimes a headline itself is a concept, while inside the headline or inside the news there is nothing much more important. But the headline says many more things. You have to apply your own insight that how a headline carry meaning. Sometimes within the news there are very meaningful words, meaningful concepts, but sometimes within the news, within the article, there is nothing much more to recover, but a headline is important, but going through the headline we have to recover some important points which are not within the article or which are not given inside the article. For example, in this article, all these few issues regarding fuel blending, environment, sugar price production, molasses, these are not anyhow mentioned in the article. It is you who have to recover those issues pointing to the headline. Right. In this another article is there, FIR under Atrocities Act against Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe, Prevention of Atrocities Act. Here, what is important? You have to see that though the article is not much more important, unnecessary things, unnecessary information, but here this act is important. You have to try to prepare notes regarding this act. That what is the purpose of this act? Why this act is existed? Right. In this way, you have to prepare notes from here. Another important news here on 7th July. Medha opposes move to replace labor law with codes. Right. In this article, in the whole article of 150 words, there are 2 lines important in the article. One line is that the article, while you read the article, we will find what is the issue. The issue is that 44 existing labor laws into 4 codes. That means the present existing labor laws have been assimilated, have been conjugated into 4 labor codes. This is the issue. Right. Then while you read the new article, it is your capability. You must have to develop this insight that what line is important, which line has conveyed the concept, or which line we have to avoid. In this way, in this article, this line 44 existing labor laws have been included, assimilated into 4 codes, 4 labor codes. Right. This line is a concept. We have to note down this concept from this article. Then, when we read the article further, we will find in the article another line that these codes will do away with social security measures of the labor force and give free hand to industrial companies. When we read this line, we found that the article has mentioned also one very important point, that what will be the adverse impact of this codification, that it will give free hand to industrial companies, big industrial companies, and it will remove the social security measures of the laborers. In this way, the article has mentioned 2 points, important points for our examination. It has also pointed out the issue, and it has also pointed out the problem. You will not find anything more in the article, but we have going after these 2 important points, we have to prepare our own analysis. This is the trick. This is the way of preparing notes from newspaper. In that way, another article you see, Kanpur drain plug, but Ganga still unfit. This is an article of 200 to 300 lines. We can say 500 words. Right. 500 to 1000 words. But the thing is that whole article is not important. Right. But here what we have to recover, that under National Mission for Clean Ganga, sewage of Ganga has been diverted to treatment plant. This line is very peculiar line, key line. Here we have found that there is a mechanism we can use in our answer, that using sufficient technology, we can divert the sewage of Ganga to treatment plants. In this way, it gives us a concept. Right. In this way, we have recovered a concept from the whole 1000 words of the article. Right. In that way, in the article, you will find some parameters regarding dissolved oxygen, biological oxygen demand, coliform bacteria. You can prepare notes for prelims from these points. In this way, you have to put your insight, then how to read an article, where from the concept where we have to catch the concept, where we have to catch the keywords, and where we have to abandon, which parts are not important. In that way, in an editorial, we found that quota politics. In the whole editorial, there are 2 important lines. One it says about Article 341 of the Constitutions. Right, it says regarding the norms to declare scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. In that way, we have to collect this article, and we have to try to find out in Google necessary books that what this article says and how this article is related to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. Right. In that way, another important line we found in the article, that they cannot be categorized as scheduled caste because they might not face social discrimination and untouchability. This is an important line and this gives a concept that to be regarded as a scheduled caste and a scheduled tribe, a tribe must have to face some kind of social discrimination and untouchability. In this way, it gives a concept that what might be the some indexes to be regarded as a scheduled caste and a scheduled tribe. In that way, while we prepare notes, you have to give our insight into the article. In that way, I want to point out another example. This article from the opinion page is consisting of more than 1000 words, right? But the essence of the whole article is imbued in only one line, one or two line. So we have to recover that one line. This article is regarding the US sanction on India, and the whole view of the article is that this sanction imposed by United States on India is unilateral, but the whole concept is incorporated in one line, and that line is that US sanction on India regarding economic matters is unilateral as it is not decided by a global dispute mechanism under any international institution like WTO. This is the core line. And the concept given by this core line we can use in various answers, that to solve any international dispute, there might be a global dispute mechanism system. The sanction imposed by any country should be evaluated on the norms of the global institutes. In this way, the one line of the whole 1000 article gives the core concept for preparing notes. Hope this video has helped you a lot. And if you have any suggestion, you can give in comment and description box. I have tried with my best to help you in preparing notes from the newspaper. It is not exhausted. If there is anything left from this video, you can give your suggestion. Your valuable suggestions will be always welcome. I'll come again with another video. Till then, take care and bye-bye.